Hi everybody, welcome back. We are now on chapter 9 and this is where we are. Here's the first picture. Yeah. Dude, said Tommy as he let the old guy lean against his chest to catch his breath. Are you seriously a park ranger? Semi-retired, snapped the old man. But I'm still on the lookout for troublemaking whippersnappers like you four hooligans. Another park ranger told us about this hidden treasure, I tried to explain. Where are your parents? Snapped the ranger. At the Smithsonian, said Tommy. What? Said the old man. Who are they? The Lindberghs? No, I said. We're the Kidd family treasure hunters. We're doing an exhibit about our time in Peru. Oh, is that so? What do you kids break down there in South America? Oh, we found a dam, said Tommy, and a lake, I guess. But, I said sort of defensively, we found the lost city of gold. Well, there's no gold down there, he said, gesturing toward the old manhole. Bet you forget you ever found this little DC secret. But the other ranger gave us a card, said Storm. Surely, if you folks didn't want people to find this mini monument, you wouldn't have had a riddle about how to find it printed up on business cards. What was her name? Asked the ranger. Tommy was about to blurt it out because he's super innocent that way. I cut him off. It's none of your beeswax, I shouted. Strange name, said the old man, narrowing his eyes at me. We're treasure hunters, I told him. We don't reveal our sources. Except in matters of vital national security, said Storm, which we must assume this is not. The old man's eye began to twitch. There's nothing to see here, nothing at all. Move along, move along. But I want to twist the pyramid top, said Tommy. I said, move along. What seems to be the trouble, Gus? Asked a uniformed DC cop who strolled over to us. Nothing, LaToya. Just some rugrats poking their noses into places where they ought not to be poking them. The cop turned to us. Gus, here's 92, she said. Oldest park ranger in DC. If he tells you to move along, move along. Storm's eyes grew dark and cloudy. Seriously? That's why my mom nicknamed her Storm. When she gets mad, it's like an angry typhoon billows up inside her and blows away everything in the path. Excuse me, officer, said Storm, taking a bold step forward. Since I don't see any no trespassing signs, aren't we within our constitutional rights to walk across the grass, open a manhole cover, so we can gaze down into a sewer? It's actually more like a buried chimney, I said, or a well. The police officer hiked up her belt. Where are your parents, little lady? Oh no. The police officer called Storm little lady. Storm finds that very demeaning, patronizing, and condescending. So if you do it, prepare for the fury of what we call a Category 5 storm, where there will be severe anger, drenching rage, and serious damage to anything in her path. And that's how we ended up riding over to see Mom and Dad in the back of the police cruiser. Here's a picture. Who are you calling little lady? So that must be Storm. Chapter 10. Thank you, officer, said Dad. It won't happen again, my mom said. Dad shook the officer's hand. We'll keep a better eye on them. We promise. See to that, said the officer. Storm was still pretty mad. If she were a cartoon, whistling steam would be tea-kettling out of her ears. But the other Ranger, Rachel. Sorry, let me restate that. But the other Ranger, Rachel, Dad held up his hand. That's enough, Stephanie. Yes, that's her real name. But only Mom and Dad get to call her Stephanie. We'll be keeping the children on a shorter leash, said Mom. What? Said Tommy, rubbing his neck. We have to wear leashes? It's only a figure of speech, son, said Dad. Oh, one of those. Got it. The police officer finally left. When she was gone, Dad announced, family meeting. Here? I asked, because there were workers crawling all over the exhibit, gluing tiny ink-ins to the miniature mountains. Usually we like to keep our kid family business private, especially when we're about to be disciplined, which I figured we were. No, said Mom. Back to the apartment. Let's take a break. Thomas? Dad nodded. Right you are, Sue. They packed up their briefcases and we hiked the 7 blocks back in silence. We filed into the apartment and found our usual seats in the living room. By the way, we've never really had a living room before. It'd be a waste of space on a boat. When we were on adventures, we were too busy actually living to need a room dedicated to it. Children, said Dad. Here's the situation. Your mother and I must remain in Washington for at least 6 more weeks. We have to repair and complete the exhibit. Plus, we promised the Smithsonian and our friends in Peru that we would host a series of lectures about the plight of the Amazon rainforest. Here's a picture of their room, their living room. Therefore, said Dad, we cannot take you kids on another grand exploration. Although we certainly wish we could, said Mom. Dad nodded. I, like you, chafe at city living. Tommy raised his hand. Yes, Tommy? Does that mean you don't like it? Indeed. I'd much rather be on board the Lost, sailing to parts unknown, or in a jungle, or scaling a mountain. But, said Mom, commitments are commitments. So, said Storm, we're stuck here too. We're just supposed to sit around and do nothing, I said. Mom looked at Dad, who had just turned to look at her. Not necessarily, he said. I have an uncle, said Mom. A spy? Like weird Uncle Timothy? Mom shook her head. No, this is a real uncle. Your father's brother. We've never officially introduced him to you kids because, well, he's quite the world traveler. The way Mom said it, I figured this uncle was quite some other stuff too. He's also a gambler, said Dad. Yes, there's that. He's also, well, let's just say eccentric. What's his name? I asked. Richie. Uncle Richie? Poppy Lucio? Poppy? I said. It's his nickname. So you could have called him Uncle Poppy? Said Tommy. No, that would be just confusing. True. Uncle Richie took me on my first dig back when I was younger than Bick and Beck. It just so happens that he's in Washington right now. Cool, I said. Is he here on another big dig? No. It has something to do with another big card game. Which he lost, added Dad. So, said Storm, he needs the babysitting money? Storm. She always blurts out whatever's on her mind, whenever it happens to be there. Yes, said Mom, he does. And you four, you need adult supervision. Great, I thought. A wacky great uncle who just lost a ton of money playing poker. I couldn't wait to meet this guy. And guess what? We didn't have to. So I'm predicting that in chapter 11, we're going to meet Uncle Richie. So what I want you to think about is how all of these chapters have built on each other. How when we started, we learned about the characters, and each chapter we've grown a little bit more. And I've learned that the kids don't like to take no for an answer, that they're curious. And I'm predicting, knowing that Uncle Richie, Uncle Richie has been on his own journeys. I think he might go on a journey with them. What do you think? So, join back soon for chapter 11. We're already there. We're on page 57, guys. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.